Hi there, welcome back to Only the Best Fantasy Novels. My name is Robin, and today I want to talk about a book I just finished reading and I can't stop thinking about. And that is actually one of my most anticipated releases of 2024. Um, the second installment of the Nightfall saga, and that is Peter V. Brett's The Hidden Queen. Um, so, there's a lot I loved about this book, which picks up directly from the end of the first, The Desert Prince. Um, I'll just get straight into it. I won't discuss what this is, what this book is about, because it's the second in a sequel series. The seventh book in an overall series. Like if you're looking at this discussion, if you're looking at this like video, you're probably a fan of this series already. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but yeah, what I loved about this book. So in The Desert Prince, we saw like a decent advancement in society and technology, in medicine, just in an advancement in the world that Peter V. Brett created in his Demon Cycle series. And in this book, we get an expansion that I really liked. We get an expansion using technology that was very much present way back in the Demon Cycle but was not leveraged. We get an expansion on the side of Ni, or Nai, however you pronounce that, NIE. Basically, an expansion in the dark side, in terms of the threats that our heroes face, and it's a pretty cool expansion. Like there are new creatures, there are new variations of creatures, there are new threats overall. It's really good. It really had me going. My favorite was actually the twist involving the Queen Demon. I don't consider mentioning that there's a Queen Demon in this book as a spoiler, given the fact that the title is The Hidden Queen. Like, if you didn't guess that at this point, yeah, sorry to spoil it, I guess. But it's equivalent to like when I saw the cover for this reprint of the Harry Potter series, and on the cover art for the Chamber of Secrets, there is like a picture of them fighting a huge snake, and I remember thinking like that's such a terrible cover design, because back when I read Chamber of Secrets for the first time, like the entire book, there was like just this sense of mystery, trying to figure out what the hell was this monster that that was lurking in the Chamber of Secrets. And then till towards the end you find out about the basilisk, and it was like, holy crap. And then the new generation is gonna get a book with a big snake on the cover. I feel that, how did I end up on this tangent? Anyway, getting back to Peter V. Brett's The Hidden Queen. Yeah, my favorite part of one of my favorite twists in terms of like the new forces, is actually the Queen. The way she comes into being, like, Alagaika leverages a particular demon that already exists to create a Queen Demon, and it just blew my mind. Like, yeah, you read it and find out. Read it and find out is all I can say. But yeah, moving along. Another interesting part of the book was this really random redemption arc that kind of popped in. It like, at first it only really appeared in the story as like a novelty. It literally was only included because of a character's sense of curiosity. Then it started with an encounter that led to some plot points that kind of developed, and built a foundation that towards the end of the book allowed a very specific character to get to redeem themselves. It was really kind, like I said, it was random and rather convenient at the same time, but it kind of worked. A little too good for me. But that's probably like nitpicking. It just kind of felt like a kind of Deus Ex Machina kind of move. But whatever, it's fantasy, anything goes. Um, we actually in this book we actually get a lot of rumination on identity politics. Because this is the book where Olive kind of really it really starts to decide how they want to live their life. And one thing that kind of rang false for me of the entire thing is just how accepting everybody seemed to be of their choice, when they presented as either male or female. Of course, there were like one or two who kind of differed to a particular gender, but that was more out of just familiarity and convenience, and just from the way that they were portrayed before, and it wasn't something that Olive chose to correct. So it's not like it's not like a rejection of their choice. It kind of rang false because in real life, like we know, there's a lot of opposition to that. A lot of really a lot of really backward thought where it comes to that kind of stuff, and to see it just like open-heartedly accepted is, on one hand, it's like I said, it's fantasy, anything goes. On the other hand, like, you don't kind of want to perpetuate the views of people of like people who oppose this kind of stuff, right? So it's like a do you don't kind of, and you just kind of got to pick which you want. But like I said, this is kind of a nitpicking kind of thing. I think I would have preferred. I generally prefer fantasy that holds up a mirror to our world. So it includes like a lot of stuff in real life, and this is one of those things that's definitely on the more fantastical end of things, given what actually happens in real life. But like I said, it's kind of a nitpick, because at the same time you don't want to perpetuate the negative aspects of that discussion. So it works, I guess. Whatever. And then there was the finale, actually. Like, the finale that's been building up. We've been building up to quite a while. It started to go a bit too conveniently, and then we got like a little twist, a moment that, well, you'll read and find out, I guess. It was a good finale. We're introduced to a new city that I kind of saw coming, given the nature of Alagaika. I kind of smelt it coming a mile off, and so I wasn't surprised when we saw what we saw. It is what it is. It's in keeping with the story, so I guess just the fact that I smelt it coming a while off, and it did play out exactly as I expected, is like both a little disappointing and a little bit expected. But yeah, the book, it wraps up really nicely, and we get a pretty interesting cliffhanger at the end that I look forward to seeing dealt with in the next book. But yeah, all in all, great installment. I enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed it. I think overall I actually like this so far, having with the two books that I read. I think I enjoyed this series just a little bit more than I did the Demon Cycle. Only for the reason that in the Demon Cycle, like, there was just a ton of pseudo-religious, just like a ton of pseudo-religious dialogue and content just packed into it, that after a while it just started to grate on my nerves, because just because it was so, like, you were just like constantly battered by it. It was one of my dislikes of that series. I felt it could have been like, once we got the introduction, we didn't need to be like constantly battered by it. And in this series, because the characters are so different, it's one of the less constantly included elements of this story, and because of that, I actually enjoy the entire exercise a bit more. But yeah, great installment, awesome continuation to an awesome series, and I will definitely be around for the next book. No one makes it this far into my videos based on my retention rate, but if by some miracle you do, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.